starts, of course, at 3 o'clock. On Mondays, we definitely need the extra motivation. So we have Regina Carey here to motivate us every month. And this time she's back from a big vacation. She went to Machu Picchu last month. So she's going to talk a little bit about what she learned on her travels. Because last month, she motivated us with how to create intention, account, and relationships when you go on vacation. So this this Motivational Monday is focused on a lot about mental health and the conversations and the language that you use when you talk about this. So I think it'll be a really good way to kind of dive into Monday with motivation. And of course, during You're Not Alone, it is mental health, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So definitely want to kind of talk a little bit about that. Of course, you can scan for more resources in the stories that we've been doing. I know Rochelle is a good story that she's working on as well. But a lot of definitely important conversations to continue on here on Studio 10. So definitely stick around for Regina. We love having her on and talking about her. She just has a great spirit and obviously well versed in the community and all of that. So definitely tune in at 3 o'clock for that mental health awareness and wellness language, because I think a lot of the times when you're talking, you don't realize what words you're saying and what they mean, and it can just be small words, and you're trying to make everyone feel better, but really those words can have different connotations. So definitely tune in at 3 o'clock for that, for some Motivational Mondays. Also coming up for the show as well is that it is National Hummus Day.
Oh,
I know. We love
hummus.
food on Studio 10. So we have Hummus Goodness coming in to talk a little bit about the clean hummus, how it's made, and also what to pair with it. Because I think sometimes, like in my head, I'm like, oh, hummus, like vegetables, hummus, maybe crackers. But like, what kind of hummus tastes better with that? What do you call it, like dipper? Like, you know what I mean? Like what you would dip it with. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I think this tastes good, but then you're like, oh, it could taste better. So they're gonna help us like pair and how to make it. And it's of course a local business, which works too, because it's local small business month too. So it just kind of all circles in together with that.
And we love our local businesses.
Mm-hmm, we do, definitely.
Question for you.
Yes.
Favorite hummus?
Oof. I do like a little garlic in it.
Oh, yes.
But I also like the red pepper one when it's done well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like there's certain brands that I'm like,
Right.
But I do like the little bit of oomph, in my hummus. What about you? Do you like spicy hummus?
I'm not much of a spice queen or spice girl. Yeah, I was throwing a Spice Girl reference, but hot Cheetos is about as spicy as I can get. I can't do the spice. I want to.
Okay, but what kind of hummus do you like?
Garlic.
Garlic, okay.
Garlic. I love that good smell, And
the little linger on our breath. But yeah, definitely tune in at 3 p.m. for that. And then we also have another guest kind of rounding us out. We've had her on a few times before. It's through the One Wish Foundation. Obviously, yesterday we celebrated Mother's Day. We're celebrating mothers all month long. But sometimes Mother's Day can be a hard time for those that unfortunately have lost their baby, or it's harder to the fertility is a problem too. So we have a fabulous woman from One Foundation who comes in, and they have this great event happening in June. It's a walk to raise money, and all the money goes towards grants to help couples with fertility, to help couples with adoption, and just to be a support system to talk through these, obviously terrible and traumatic situations that unfortunately happen a lot more than we think. So we're going to have her on to kind of round it out as well, because and she's very open. Obviously there are kind of deeper conversations, but she's like, no, we need to talk more about it, because unfortunately it does happen a lot, but talking more about it with other people, you find that comfort, you feel like you're not alone, and knowing that you can help other families out there get that special one that they want to take care of too. So definitely stick around for that. But we have a like I said, a well-rounded show on this Monday. Definitely tune in at 3 o'clock. We would love to see you there.
Sounds good. Thank you, Nicole. And here's obviously where you can find more of Studio 10's little communication segues. If you want to head over to their social media handles, WILX Studio 10. And if you want to email them, studio10@wilx.com. If you're a business, you want to partner up with them, do some advertising. If you got any questions, comments for Studio 10, any ideas of cool things you found in the area, feel free to share that our way. Again, that's studio10@wilx.com. And real quick, I'll show you where you can go find more content from Studio 10. All you have to do, head over to their YouTube page. So this is one of their social media handles. You can find more of their stuff. So videos, if you want to see a playlist, kind of get break it up, there's all their Mother's Day content. If you want to see any of their solar eclipse stuff, there you go. Cole's Crafts, if you want to get a little crafty with the warm weather we're having and head outside and do some of that, you're more than welcome to. But yes, head over there. Now, Nicole is also sharing some stuff on mental health and finding those resources and coming together. So you'll see more of that today on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock, but feel free to head on over to our You're Not Alone mental health series. You can scan that QR code with your cell phone's camera, click on the link, and you'll click on those resources. Great tool for anyone. So just know that you are not alone, and we have people in the community sharing their own experiences and also hearing from mental health care professionals on recognizing the signs and symptoms and seeking that treatment that can really improve your mental well-being. But it's one of those things that might be improving your mental well-being is if you head outside, we're taking a live look at the Falcons, and I got Justin here. Justin, what do you think?
I think they look pretty pooped. They're taking a little nap out there, it looks like. They were bouncing up and down not too long ago, and now they're getting that rest, which hopefully in about a month's time, mine will be doing the same thing more often. There they go, starting to stir a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't tell if that's mom or dad. Usually, I remember I was told how to differentiate between the two, but whichever one is out there hanging out, and 3 of the 4 eggs have hatched. So that's it's nice to have 3 of them out there. We'll see what happens with the 4th egg. You never know. Maybe just a little late to the party, but you know, to get the 3 there is pretty good, and they look comfortable. And you should be too at home, I hope. I mean, because the weather's nice outside. I want to thank you as well for bringing back from Costa Rica some of this warm weather, because
we need it.
We got numbers close to 80 this afternoon, and it's nice to have it in the forecast.
Yeah, and something else tying in the babies. You've got your own on the way coming up pretty soon.
Yes, yep, that's going to be pretty soon here. We actually, Alex and I, 36 weeks right now, so cruising along. Baby's growing well. We're excited to meet him. June 11th is the due date. We'll see when he shows up.
Yeah.
He'll be calling the shots from this point on. So, you know, we'll be waiting happily for that. But in the meantime, you get me for at least until that happens. So I'll be around and then gone for a little while once he's here. But of course, we'll try to share as much as we can when that comes up. But, you know, much like mom or dad or whoever's out there just hanging out on the Spartan Camp out there, got some great weather out there today. And that's going to be the kind of the story until we get to later this evening. Going to be a lot cooler tomorrow, too. Still not, like, really cold, but a lot cooler tomorrow than it is today. So try to enjoy this afternoon while you can. This evening might have some rain coming in.
All right, well, that is good to know. And something else that we want to mention real quick is happy 5 years, Justin.
Oh, yeah, a lot of things going on. Yeah, 5 years today.
Yeah.
Today marks 5 years of me here at News 10. And I've been very appreciative of everybody in the community who's welcomed me with open arms and trusted me, and of course the whole weather team with First Alert Forecasts. Can't thank you guys enough for really making me and my wife Alex and our soon-to-be son just all feel so welcome and at home in this community. I've loved every bit of the last 5 years, and we appreciate everybody tuning in.
There we go. We appreciate having you here.
Of course, yeah, it's a great place to be, and I've gotten to meet so many people in the community, just top-notch folks. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. Really makes me feel at home here, and really that's what I feel I've found. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, well, we also want to thank you for bringing us the weather, and we'll turn to that right now so people know what to expect to enjoy before we get some of those colder temperatures.
Yeah, taking a look outside right now, sky conditions, they were very, very sunny earlier and still very pleasant looking now. You got just some fair weather clouds out there. No rain, at least not yet, but the temperatures are still climbing. We're at 79 degrees. That south-southwest wind is doing its thing. You may notice as we get into the deeper parts of the day before any of that rain arrives, slight uptick in humidity. It's not really, really muggy or anything outside, but you might notice that starting to creep up, especially as the air warms up a little bit as we head into this evening. But the temperatures out there now, we've got a few 80s. Howell and Mason have made it to that threshold. 81 in Ionia, and 78 is the number in St. John's and Jackson. And so pretty nice conditions. Everybody is in the upper 70s at least. The coldest spot on the map, 77 in Hillsdale, which we will still certainly take. 10 degrees above normal down that way towards the state line. And the hour-by-hour temps, I think most of us going to touch 80 before the top of the next hour here. And this is a very comfortable temperature trend as we go throughout the evening. The next 10 hours taking us down to midnight, and we're still into the 60s, pretty close actually to our average high for the time of year, even past sunset. And so we're doing pretty well today. Of course, the changes come as we get to that 6 to 7 o'clock hour. You see kind of a sharper drop there between 6 and 7 p.m. That's likely because we get at least a shower or two in here, and so that'll be kind of what we keep eyes on heading into the evening. And we'll show you satellite and radar view, which right now is keeping all the rain north in the state or northwest off towards Muskegon area, where they're seeing some showers come ashore, north of where the end of I-96 lies. Now that's all part of a system that's skated off towards the east of us, but out west we're stringing along a couple showers and storms. You see those flaring up near Chicago and northern Indiana as well. Now those are coming sort of our direction, and they're going to fall apart and regenerate as they move towards us. We may get a few rumbles of thunder out there this evening, but there's no severe weather expected, and largely most of us probably will not hear any rumbles of thunder. It'll just be a couple of garden variety showers. We'll carry those into the evening and towards our overnight period. So we wanted to show you this hour by hour, which once again, heading into this evening, you see along that line there's some of the rain just trying to flare up and develop. 7 o'clock, a couple of us may be seeing a few showers here and there. Might still be dry though, near south and east of Jackson, where numbers are still in the 70s past dinner time, or well into the 70s, I should say. Now overnight, cools down a little bit, and you see as we approach tomorrow morning, you got just a couple of pesky showers. I don't think this will be a big, widespread, all-day, heavy, soaking rain or anything of that nature. I think this will be a very on and off, spotty, at times maybe mist, at other times a light rain, moderate at most. This is not a heavy rain event by any means for us, either tonight or tomorrow, though as you see here, we will keep a few showers around and squeeze out what little we can. Temperatures are going to be stuck with a northeast wind and under clouds in the low 60s for highs, so close to 20 degrees colder than it is out there today, which again, not terrible for the time of year since normal highs about 67, 68, but you know, falling 5-6 degrees below after 15 degrees above is
a difference.
It's a noticeable difference, and folks will see it out there and feel it as we get into the day tomorrow. Now, as we carry out into the overnight, you see one last kind of surge heading towards Wednesday morning. This system, I think, is going to stay south of the state. So what you're seeing on the model here, this model wants to bring it a little further north than what I think is going to happen. I think that rain is going to stay south heading out into Wednesday, and by the tail end of the day, I think as a result, if you take everything you see on the screen here and shift it south 2 or 3 counties, I think that's what the sky conditions will look like. So might have a few clouds lingering around Jackson all the way through Wednesday evening, but in the Lansing area, I think we're going to get back into sunshine on Wednesday. That should help the temperatures begin to recover by the time we get there as well. So that'll be good news for us. Now the 10-day forecast, again, keeping a couple of those late day showers, maybe a storm in the forecast today, but tomorrow it's all about the very light, pesky rain, and hoping it's not going to interfere with WILX innings, the softball game we have tomorrow night.
Thinking that.
Over at Geyer Park. So hopefully we're able to get that in without any sort of issue. It will be a little cooler than today, but I feel fairly confident the field won't get washed out. And, you know, the Lugnuts are also having another homestand this week that they're beginning, and I think especially Wednesday, Thursday are going to be some great days to go catch the Nuts. And so hopefully folks are able to do that. And if you can't, I'd still keep eyes out on Friday because that rain looks like it could be done in the first half of the day, which if that happens, Friday evening should be pretty good too for some Lansing Lugnuts baseball. And how about this weekend? I mean, I know it's not quite summer yet, but boy, is it going to be feeling like it if we got 76, 81 for the spread there on Saturday, Sunday with sunshine. That's really tough to beat, especially if you can stay dry. And while it is going to be possible with a disturbance nearby to maybe throw in a shower either Saturday or Sunday, I think overall we might be coming up on the best weather weekend of the year by next weekend. And so I think that'll be one for us to keep eyes on. And even next week, we're still in the low 70s for highs, whether or not the rain showers stay in the forecast. And so things looking pretty good for us here. I talk a lot about how much I love the month of May. Taylor, I know you've heard me talk about that a lot. It really is a great weather month because, again, we're going forward in temperatures. We're warming up as time goes on. And so, you know, 69 degrees Wednesday, 74 Thursday, that's a lot nicer for us this time of year than it is in like September, for instance, when it feels a little cooler. So, you know, we're enjoying this as best we can. Got a couple days on there where we're touching 80 degrees. Can't complain too much about this forecast this time of year. And by the way, staying way away from the freezing mark. I do want to make a point to say that a couple of years ago, I believe it was out into the middle of the month, maybe the 15th or the 16th, did not have accumulation. But we had some snow flurries in the air sometime since I've worked here. I remember specifically, but it was mid-May, and we had a morning, I think it was, where there were a few flakes falling down. We don't have any of that to worry about. We're done. We're done, folks. We're finished with any sort of snow. We're all finished with it. We have been for a while. Didn't have a lot of it this winter at all. But I feel, I mean, more than confident. I would go so far as to guarantee we don't see any more snowflakes until we get to next next time around after the summer. So then we'll wait till the fall and see how early something shows up. Maybe next winter will come with a vengeance, since this one didn't really pack anything. Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe we're headed towards a new normal. Only time will tell. But we'll be here to track it all for you, on air, online, and with another very handy tool that people have.
That's right.
That's the First Alert Weather app. And again, the temperatures you're seeing on here, they're ones we are not going to be seeing much of for a while. Numbers in the 30s, even though, once again, the First Alert Weather app is moving down through our spring here. We're going to be talking all about the late spring, summer weather upcoming, and what we have to look forward to. But the numbers are looking pretty good for us around mid-Michigan. And so download this app, because you will use it anywhere you go once you do. I truly and do believe that it's superior to any of the other weather apps out there. We're updating this with such frequency, and really just so often, and customizing it to whatever you need. This is something that we put a lot of time, work, and effort into to hopefully make it the best product for you and the one to choose. I used it. I was at a buddy's wedding over this weekend, and then had the Mother's Day forecast in the Detroit area yesterday. I went to a game with my grandmother, and my mom and my mother-in-law and my wife, a mom-to-be. So I was there with all the motherly figures in my life, and got to see the Tigers try to put together a ninth-inning rally and fall short. But it was a really beautiful day to be out there. And once again, I used the First Alert Weather app for all of that by choice, because, take it from me, a meteorologist, it's a really, really great app. And I have used a variety of weather apps over my life. It really is one of the best. And so I would say download it free, both App Store and Google Play. Doesn't cost you a dime. And it's a great tool to have.
It is a great tool, whether you're tracking the warm temperatures in the forecast. I'll go back to the 10-day. And then as you see, Justin was mentioning that drop in temperature from today to tomorrow. And we have those rain chances as well. And I see, David, you asked the question, are we going to have severe thunderstorms tonight?
Good question, David. No, we are not. No severe weather expected tonight. All that's going to be well to the south in the area. In fact, looking at the forecast, we might get some heavier rain. It'll be lighter rain tomorrow. We might get some heavier rain Thursday night into Friday, but even that doesn't look like any severe weather per se. It just looks like we might get a nice soaking at the very end of the week. And so that you won't have to worry about so much through next weekend. There's no severe weather in our forecast right now, and so that's good news. It means we can all kind of take a breather, take it a little easy. We deserve a nice stretch of weather where it's fairly quiet. Whether or not we're getting rain here and there, of course, check back in with us to make sure you know when those times are going to be. But we should have a pretty pleasant stretch of weather here. The only exception being feeling cooler tomorrow underneath the clouds and rain. But, I mean, almost all these days are in the 70s, if not getting close to 80 again for highs. And we know as we get deeper into May and eventually June comes around the corner, we'll be seeing a lot more of those too. And so a lot to enjoy as we head towards the unofficial start to summer, which is Memorial Day, which is coming up near the end of the month here. And amazingly enough, that is 2 weeks from today. It's Memorial Day.
This whole year is speeding by.
I hadn't even thought about it until I just started to say it right there. But it is 2 weeks away on the calendar.
Crazy.
My goodness, how time flies. And it'll be here before we know it, especially with my little one on the way. It's going to all fly by pretty fast.
Oh, well, we're excited for you. And we're also, of course, excited what's in the forecast. But yes, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Of course.
For
well, we'll see you coming up, Studio 10 at 3 o'clock.
Yes, I will be there. And then you'll get Andy for the 90. And then Chief Meteorologist Darren Rockhold is enjoying some very well-deserved and hard-earned vacation time this week. So you'll have me tomorrow and Wednesday to help you wake up and start your day, and then you'll have Colton Sikoraki to do the same later this week. So if you're any of our early risers watching us here on our stream, thank you. We appreciate you watching. Darren's going to enjoy some time off. You got me and Colton the rest of the week to help you plan your day and your forecast ahead.
There we go. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Justin. And we're going to take another live look outside because, it's a beautiful looking day outside. And we got the Falcons making some movement out there. But also to get ready for our 90 minutes of news. Mars Anderson had this cute little tease, but we are having some trouble getting it up right now. So I'm just going to tease what he has coming up, News 10 at 5 today. But of course, we were talking a day without daycare. And with that, I know a lot of you parents out there, and soon-to-be parents, if you're like Justin, are looking at daycare and trying to look at the options, Is it worth daycare? Is it worth, staying home with your child? There's a lot of factors up in the air. And so taking a look at the Falcons because, I don't think they need to worry about daycare. That's one of the perks of being a peregrine Falcon. But I do want to share, of course, what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. So if you give me just a second here, we will pull that on up. There we go. So first and foremost, starting with what's coming on first at 4 today, We're doing a little replacement in terms of Mid-Michigan Matters. So in place of that, talking about value deals at fast food restaurants. So McDonald's, if you've heard any of this so far, they're exploring a new $5 menu. And I'm sure that's making a lot of your eyes, pop out a bit in excitement because, of course, we've talked about the rising prices, not just at fast food restaurants, but everywhere, whether it's gas, whether it's, coming to housing market or any of the prices across the nation and abroad. So we're going to focus more so on fast food restaurants and their value deals, how that can provide some relief to the drive-through and also to your wallet. So make sure to tune in first at 4. Then coming up, News 10 at 5 today, Mars Anderson is on a story. As today is Day Without Daycare. So we're looking into the cost for child care centers and what employees are pushing for better wages. That's coming up News 10 at 5. Coming up News 10 at 5:30, Aaron Bowling is doing a story at the groundbreaking for affordable housing. And we're looking at the need and how this is helping a much needed need. So that's News 10 at 5:30. Then, of course, News 10 at 6, talking about the Lansing homicide latest. Instead of hearing it from me, we actually have Deanna Giles standing next to me right now. And we're going to hear what Deanna has to say about that. I'm trying to find there it is.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well.
That's good to hear. Well, you're talking the latest on the Lansing homicide. What do you have coming up News 10 at 6?
Well, honestly, I wish I could have more information for you right now, but as it is still early in the investigation, as it just happened yesterday morning, Sunday morning, around 7 a.m. So police are still trying to figure out what happened, what led up to the event. What we do know is they do already have multiple suspects in custody, and they aren't releasing any names yet, no dates of an arraignment or any of that sort. So I am talking with them. Hopefully I will have an update for all of you viewers out there tonight at 6 o'clock. And we're continuing to just follow it and talking with neighbors, seeing what they know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, waiting for officials, of course, to confirm all of the information to make sure we're passing on accurate, confirmed information to all of you.
Yes, yes. And I did speak with Mayor Andy Shore today, and he shared some comments about kind of what the city has been doing and kind of what more needs to be done, as this is the 6th homicide this year. So still some work to be done, but we'll hear from Mayor Andy Shore at least.
All right. Well, thank you, Deanna. That's coming up News 10 at 6.
Yes.
One more time, I'll pull up what else we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. Again, Deanna's going to get the very latest on that. And again, waiting to hear for more of that new information. So this is what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. I'm going to take another live look at the baby peregrine falcons because their mama just left the nest. And you're seeing those 3 of the 4 falcon eggs that have been hatched so far. They are looking adorable. So we're just taking a little live look at them. We'll get a live look outside real quick before we wrap this up. Chris saying we love affordable housing. Yes, we do. And as you see, the Falcons getting some of that free housing from the MSU Spartan Stadium. So we can't all be like the Falcons and get that free housing. But hey, we're going to talk more coming up News 10 at 5:30 with Aaron Bowling on the groundbreaking for affordable housing. Again, a much needed need. All of that coming up today during our 90 minutes of news. And again, we're taking a live look over the MSU Spartan Stadium. We're on top of it where the 3 of the 4 falcon eggs have hatched. You're seeing them and their mom or dad. I can't distinguish which one. So mom or dad, we'll leave that up in the air. But they were there not too long ago, and I'm sure they're looking for food or enjoying the nice weather now. But that is a live look right there. And Chris loves the baby birds too. I agree, Chris. And it's nice to see them moving around. There you go. It looks like they're trying to all huddle together. But of course, this is on Michigan State University's campus. And so I want to give you another live look outside so you can see more of the sky view. And not just the birds, even though we love the baby birds, but you're seeing those beautiful blue skies out in the distance, and also some of those clouds further in the distance and also in the forefront of the camera here. This is a live look over Michigan State University on Michigan State's campus, of course, in East Lansing. And wow, it's looking very nice out there with all of the green, nice, vibrant colors on campus. So just make sure you are going out and enjoying the beautiful weather today. Again, a look at the 10-day forecast one more time that Justin was showing us not too long ago. Just looking gorgeous today. So whatever you are doing, make sure to soak up some of that because as you see tomorrow, we're dropping about 20 degrees. So you want to make sure you're getting out, enjoying what you can today. Of course, we will warm back up, but you know, in the meantime, go just soak up the sun while you can. I'll give you a live look over downtown Jackson. Oh, it's looking a little interesting with the camera. Let me go back to the 10-day forecast and switch that up real quick for all of you. We'll take a live look instead in Delta Township. Here we go. Looks like traffic is moving along just fine. You got some of those big puffier clouds in the forefront as well. So just giving you that live look right there. We'll head over to Mason, do a few more live looks just because it's such a beautiful day. You see some construction is happening over there as well. And then we'll get a live look over US 127 if anyone plans on hitting the roads today. We do have some construction that we mentioned today during News 10 today at 11. So if you are hitting the roads, just be aware of some more of those construction projects. Of course, you know, summertime in Michigan is a lot of construction season, right? We get that nice weather, but now we have the orange barrels to look out for. So just make sure you're staying aware. We will provide all of those updates for you here on News 10, both on air and online. And I see Chris is now joining. Hello, Chris. Hope you're having a great day. I know he's in East Lansing. So I guess we'll give one more last look in East Lansing right now, just so you can see what that is looking like, Chris. And I'm sure you're seeing it out your window or wherever you are right now. But yeah, it's a live look over Michigan State University's campus in East Lansing. So no matter what you're doing today, keep an eye on the forecast. I know some people had questions about the rain, the thunderstorms. There will be no thunderstorms tonight, according to Justin Bradford. And of course, you can always check back in with our meteorologists. We'll have Andy Provenzano coming up during our 90 minutes of news. But you can hear more from Justin coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock today in just under half an hour, followed by First at 4. And then he's actually covering for Darren, who is enjoying a much-needed vacation. So you're going to be seeing Justin and Colton filling in for Darren this week. And then Andy will be covering our evening newscast. So just make sure you are staying up to date with all of that too. But that is what we have today on News 10. Thank you so much for joining. We're so happy to have you all join us. I'm taking a little look outside the window right now. It's looking sunny and nice, so make sure to go soak it up. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.